Next, forming market segmentation. Why segment the market? Let's find out. Better matching of customer needs. Customer needs differ. Creating separate products for each segment makes sense and provides customers with a better solution. Better opportunity for growth. Market segmentation can build sales. For example, customers can be encouraged to trade up after being introduced to a particular product with an introductory low-priced product. More effective promotion. By segmenting markets, target customers can be reached more often and at a lower cost. Gain a high share of the market. Through careful segmentation and targeting, businesses can often become the market leader even if the market is small. Here are the ways of segmenting the market. Age. Businesses often target certain age groups. Good examples are different style of clothes for children and adults. Gender. We all know that males and females demand different types of the same product. Examples include clothing, hairdressing, magazines, and cosmetic products. Income. Many companies target rich consumers with luxury goods. Other businesses focus on products that appeal directly to the consumers on low income. Social class. Many businesses believe that a consumer's perceived social class influences their preferences for cars, clothes, home furnishings, leisure activities, and other products and services. Stages in segmentation process. Stage 1. Your market and how it works. Step 1. Defining the market. The scope of the market. Step 2. Market mapping, structure and decision makers. Stage 2. Decision makers and transactions. Step 3. Who specifies what? Decision makers and their purchases. Stage 3. Segmenting the market. Step 4. Why the needs of decision makers? Step 5. Forming segments, combining like-minded decision makers. Size of market segments. The question about the economic size of a segment is one that has to be considered by those businesses where tailoring their propositions around the different needs of individual customers is unlikely to produce the returns required by the company. This is very likely to be the case for companies with limited resource flexibility, such as those producing products or services that require investment in large, fixed or capital assets, and where tailoring is severely limited by technical considerations. At the other end of the spectrum are those companies with a high degree of resource flexibility, such as those dependent on human resources, and with almost no technical limitations on their proposition flexibility, as would be the case for consulting services. However, even for these latter companies, unless they are offering full individual tailoring of every proposition, they will still need to establish some minimum threshold. But it would be substantially lower than that setting the capital-intensive organization. Let's look at this graph. This is the relationship required minimum size of segment and resource inflexibility with technical limitations. Let us now take a look at the segment checklist. Volume and value. The size of each segment must be sufficient to justify the expense of developing specific offers for them and the expense of taking these offers into the market. The size test for each segment should already have been cleared. Segments have to be measured. Differentiated. Is the offer required by each segment sufficiently different from that required by the other segments? This is where marketing strategies appropriate for one segment are checked to ensure they are distinguishable from the marketing strategies developed for the other segments. Reachable. This is where the different segments are checked to ensure that the marketing strategies appropriate for each of them can be directed towards them in some way. Each segment must, therefore, have some distinctive characteristics that can be used to identify the customers it represents, thereby enabling us to communicate with them and distribute our products and services to them. Example: television, radio, newspapers, magazines. Next is compatibility. This is where you rigorously check your own company's ability to focus on the new segments by structuring itself around them organizationally, culturally, in its management information systems, and in its decision making process. Such changes may not be possible immediately. Therefore, the organization's ability and willingness to evolve to the required structure should be tested.